In all my years of gaming, I have never achieved a single platinum trophy. Sure, I'd considered going for platinums, but I always figured that it would be too much work for too little payoff. However, with Spider-Man 2 coming out, I decided to put this to an end. Having loved the first game, I figured that there could be no better game to achieve my first ever platinum in. Plus, I heard that the first game had a pretty easy platinum and thought that this might be the same. So, without further ado, let's begin Spider-Man 2's Platinum Journey. Before starting the game, I opened up the trophy list to see what I was working with. I had decided that I did not want to use a guide if it was at all possible, so I was a bit distraught to see that of the 42 trophies, 16 were hidden trophies. Maybe this is a normal amount, I don't really know, I'm new to this. I decided to just hope that most of these were story related and that's why they were hidden. Anyways, I picked the hardest difficulty, got started, and completed the main campaign of the game. I'll leave out the details of this, as the trophy's only related to completing the various missions, and I don't want to spoil the excellent story. Now, I didn't just fly straight through the story, however. Instead, I decided to complete every side quest as soon as they were presented to me. This started with needing to find 14 sand fragments containing Sandman's memories. These were each fun little combat challenges, fighting an enemy type that you only really see here for most of the game. They weren't all too hard and didn't vary much, but were fun nonetheless and had a pretty good payoff after completing them all. I was also tasked with taking various pictures of different places in New York. I really liked these missions as they made New York feel more like a real place as opposed to just a video game map.
That's perfect for Robbie.
Both these and the Sandman shards were pretty easy to find, and also helped me to fully explore the city. While completing these two side quests, I also achieved the trophy Hang 10 for completing 30 air tricks without touching the ground. I also got the trophy Splat for failing one of these tricks.
That's today.
Mr. Atlas is confirmed to be here. He's got the best music.
I got the trophy Stylish for equipping a suit style. And Home Run for running the bases of the baseball stadium? Okay.
The Spiders win! They got the series, the championship, the cup, the trophy, the whole enchilada.
I soon was presented with several missions at Miles' school. I got these done for another trophy and particularly enjoyed saving the school's mascot after it was kidnapped. They also gave me a sick new suit for helping them.
Yeah! It's perfect! Working visions is the best. I'm gonna miss this place when I go to college.
I'd need every single suit for another trophy, so it was good to start building the collection already. I then received the Webline ability, and immediately set to work getting 25 stealth takedowns using it. This was made very easy as I had already gotten the upgrade to allow Spider-Man to do 2 takedowns at the same time from a Webline. After this, I completed all of the Prowler tech stashes. Doing this gave me an upgrade to Miles' invisibility that I forgot about immediately after receiving and never used once. I promise I'm not always this dumb. For instance, I received my next trophy after accidentally finding the award that Miles and Finn had gotten in Miles' game. I had been a little worried about this trophy, but this proves I'm smart in some way, right?
Miss you, Finn.
After this, I helped Howard find a new home for his pigeons, and everyone lived happily ever after. Don't ask any more questions, that's exactly what happened.
Don't worry, Howard.
Around this time, I was presented with what I expected to be the hardest collectible in the game to gather, Spider-Bots. These little guys didn't show up on the map like the Sandman shards or pictures, and were only able to be found by noticing these purple energy pulses. I think these were supposed to trigger whenever you were getting close to one, but this often didn't happen for me until I had gone past some location several times already. Thankfully, I discovered that there was an upgrade in the skill tree that causes the Spider-Bot locations to appear on the minimap when you are nearby. This still didn't exactly make them easy to find, but this upgrade was still a big help, and I was eventually able to send all of these adorable little lads back to where they came from, and earn myself another trophy.
What the hell was that?
I wish I knew.
During this, I also received a trophy for collecting a total of 10,000 tech parts. I really thought this one would take longer.
Spider basket.
A few minutes after this, I received the trophy Armed and Dangerous for defeating 100 enemies with Peter's spider arm abilities.
What's gonna try to kill us next?
Come on, you trained for this.
This one I also thought would take longer, especially since when I then checked my progress on the equivalent trophy for Miles, I found that I was only at 19 out of the 100 takedowns needed. After this, I soon stumbled upon the first of Mysterio's Mysteriums. At first, I was not looking forward to these when I realized they were just this game's version of the previous Taskmaster challenges, but I found that these were much more fun due to both the varying objectives and fun visuals. One notable example was when all the enemies became invisible halfway through one of the challenges. Plus, the final mission that is unlocked after finishing all of the challenges made it all well worth it. I would highly recommend doing these for yourself.
Good luck, man.
During this, I also completed all of the EMF experiments that were available for me to do, but I realized that after finishing them, the trophy still needed me to complete one more. I prayed that it would just show up later and that it wasn't a bug. Similarly, pretty early on, I was presented with one set of hunter bases. These involved taking down a few smaller bases to unlock one bigger one. Doing this was fun, but only one set appeared right away, which I thought was strange. I then returned some stolen instruments to a museum through a surprisingly wholesome side quest for another trophy.
Dance with me. Show me how to salsa.
Shortly after this, the rest of the hunter bases appeared all at once, so I was able to complete them for the trophy Seek and Destroy. Once again, it felt very weird to space them out like this.
Gone and the drums are grounded. Pretty good at this.
I then decided to attempt what I found to be the most fun trophy of the game, Soar. This involved flying all the way from the financial district at the bottom left of the map to Astoria at the top right of the map using only the web wings. You are also allowed to use the various wind tunnels around the map, you just have to keep your web wings open at all times. This took a couple of tries to find the best route, but I found it to be very rewarding to accomplish. Next, I completed another type of side mission that involved a high-speed chase through the air as you downloaded data from various Kraven drones. These were fun, but I found that they were a bit too repetitive. The ending mission was interesting, but I must confess that I had never heard of the villain that was teased. Maybe I just need to freshen up on my Marvel lore. Regardless, this earned me a trophy.
Pete's not gonna be happy he's still out there.
I then finished up the last of the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man requests. These were fun little missions that showed up periodically throughout the game, with there being 6 in total. None were too intensive, though my favorite was easily the one that involved tracking down a mysterious monster in Queens. All I'll say about this is that the ending of this mission made me audibly laugh when I realized what was happening. A while later, I received the trophy Overdrive by pulling in at least 6 enemies with Miles' reverse flux ability. The funny thing with this one was that I got the trophy the very first time the game made me use the ability, so it is pretty much an unmissable trophy.
You wanna know who I am? I'm the kid who's that.
I then reached level 60 to earn the trophy Amazing, and immediately after earned the trophy Fully Loaded for purchasing all of the suit tech upgrades. Only 10 minutes after this, I purchased the last of the gadget upgrades for another trophy. I should now mention another set of 4 side missions that had been progressing over the course of the game, which were titled The Flame. These involved Peter teaming up with someone from his past to take down a mysterious cult that seems intent on burning New York to the ground. I'd initially expected these missions to be more akin to filler, but found that they were actually some of my favorite in the game, particularly Mission 3 that held one of my favorite boss encounters. Completing all of these rewarded me with another trophy, as well as baiting potential DLC content.
The Flame wanted that train derailed.
I then realized that I was beginning to get close to the end of the game, and was still very far off defeating the 100 enemies with Miles' evolved Venom abilities that I mentioned earlier. I decided to just grind out this trophy at one of the Mysteriums that I had previously completed. This took a little bit of time, but wasn't too bad.
I can't slow them down!
We have to keep fighting!
Everyone he puts away! They keep coming back!
Unfortunately, I soon realized that this was completely unnecessary, as not long after this I reached a point in the story where I was able to use one of Miles' abilities with hardly any cooldown, which would have surely earned me the trophy if I had just waited a little longer. I then started clearing out the symbiote nests that had spawned all around the map. I found that these nests were easily the hardest thing that the game had to offer, as not only were the symbiote enemies much more difficult than any others, but you must also protect a bomb in the middle of the nest while fighting them. Thankfully, after completing the first half of the nests, I did a story mission that gave me an upgrade which made the nests much more manageable. I found these nests to be a fun little challenge overall. Finishing the final nest also gave me my first gold trophy in the game for getting 100% in all districts. Yes, I know all that footage looked weird here with how the trophies unlocked, but it is just how the PS5 records trophies. I promise I actually got them all, and I'm planning to have a proper capture card next time to fix this, so please don't yell at me. Thank you, sorry. After completing the main story, I was finally presented with the last EMF experiment. I was quite relieved to see this, as I was seriously beginning to worry that the game had bugged. After this, I was then able to purchase every single suit for the trophy kitted out. At this point, I thought that I had just one trophy left before the platinum, but was shocked when I looked and saw that I actually had one hidden trophy left as well. I then noticed that you actually have the ability to view the requirements of hidden trophies directly from the trophy list. I felt a little silly that I never noticed this before, I'll be honest. After making the trophy available to view, I saw that I just needed to use my symbiote abilities 25 times while in Peter's Rage mode. I was already at 13 of the required 25, so I figured that I would just hop into Mysterium again to quickly finish this up. To my surprise, I realized that you can't actually enter the Mysteriums as Peter. I then had no choice but to swing around the city and wait for random crimes to spawn so that I could build the rage meter several times. This didn't take too long, but was a little annoying nonetheless. After this, I had only one trophy left that I had saved specifically for last.
Parker Luck's back with a vengeance.
After talking to Aunt May, I was able to earn my first ever platinum trophy. After achieving my first ever platinum, I think I finally understand trophy hunters. Looking out over New York after achieving this trophy, knowing that I had completed everything the game had to offer, was immensely satisfying, I must say. I think it's safe to say that I am now hooked on the Platinum grind. Overall, I would highly recommend that anyone playing Spider-Man 2 go for the Platinum Trophy, as it is mostly achieved by just 100%ing the game. As for my next Platinum Trophy, I'm thinking I'll revisit a game that I first played and loved a few years ago. Something a bit darker. As for now, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and please leave any suggestions for games I should platinum in the future down below. I'll see you all next time, and so long.